Visit Stormux.org, where you can learn more about our project and join the mailing list. Welcome to the Stormux Podcast, Episode 2. It's going to get hard to keep track of these episodes after a while when we get like episode 420 or something, you know? Like, what were we doing last week?
Every episode should be 420.
That would make it easier, certainly would. Oh, yeah. I'll be back in just a moment, actually. Phone call. Okay, and we're back from the phone call and a long break.
Yeah. It has to be long.
So we have an introduction to make. Angus joined us this time. He was supposed to be here last time, but you know how the universe is conspiring against us actually getting together to record stuff. But anyway, say hello, Angus.
Hello, Angus. Hi, everybody.
Yay! We trained him real good.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you for having me. This is awesome, man. I feel privileged being here today in this podcast. And I really do apologize for not being able to make it to the last one. But
you
I'm
certainly
here.
are privileged. And, slip the payment under the door.
Indeed, yes.
All right.
And I guess Billy's door is closer, so he's going to get the money, not me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at him go.
So Angus runs a Stormux powered server too, right? Because we have a couple of people that do that.
Oh, definitely.
That I know of.
Yeah, I love my Stormux powered server.
Me too. Not
also,
mine, not yours. I mean, I know yours too, but from a distance.
I don't remember, but my secondary IPFS node does technically run Stormux.
Nice.
But it was made before the Stormux got the server functionality.
So you had to rip stuff out by hand and then turn it into a server. That's the way I did mine too, actually. And then I was like, maybe this could be useful for other people.
I was very fortunate. Where when I got mine, it was already tailor-made for me, which is really cool. To already just run on my server right out the box.
Yep, just convert to server, and there you go.
That's beautiful.
I think, didn't he hit some rough edges, or was that Steven that hit the rough edges with converting to server?
A couple of people did, but I think those are ironed out now. It was a problem with wormhole, so now it's put your key on your server yourself, which I guess is the best way because that allows you to use rsync or SCP or wormhole or whatever it is you want to use. So, and if you're going to be running a server, it's probably good that you know how to move your keys around anyway.
Yes.
But also, Angus is the only other one besides me of the Stormux crew who has ever built and released a Stormux image.
Nice. Way to go, dude.
I think it's the one that was hosted previous to this one that he built. So,
nice.
And of course, as is tradition, I'm going to try to do the next release on Halloween because we have to have a 1031, of course.
Yes.
Oh, nice. I built an image because the Stormux image was a bit out of date, and we had to do some changes because Arch had moved some stuff around, so I had to hand roll an image. I think there was a huge gap between the image I built and the image that was available.
Yeah, I remember. I can't remember the series of events, but there was a while there where we didn't have a new image because things were so crazy. But if we have 2 or 3 of us or 4 or whatever that can build images and update them, that would mean more releases. So for whoever wants to release images, let me know. I'll show you how. Add you to the key list.
Ooh,
and
nice.
Yeah.
Yes, I should do that because the last time I tried building an image was back in the F123 light days.
It's actually not that hard these days.
No, I'm thinking it is not. I was looking in there. There was a build thing in there somewhere. I thought I was looking at. I may have been looking at the wrong thing, but it didn't seem like it should be that difficult. So
you just run the script.
Yeah, and
That's
pray
it.
that it works. And if it works, well, there you go.
You need some You need some Kimu packages.
But the build script does tell you if you're missing them what you need.
Nice.
Yep. Okay, so in news, as for, well, it's not necessarily Stormux related, but it could be kind of if you run cups for printing. There is a high security vulnerability that was reported. In their little ranking scale, they gave it a 9-9, which means it's serious. Where someone could basically fake being a printer and then execute root stuff on your system. And of course, people were freaking out and going, "Oh my God, it's so bad, so terrible, blah blah blah." But really, it's not that bad because, well, especially Stormux users are smart enough to not put their printer stuff on the internet. I mean, why would you need port? What is it, 631?
Open to the. By putting it on the internet, he means opening it up to the whole wide world instead of on your local network.
Yes, and I mean that just doesn't make sense. Not really. But also, let's say you were did that by accident or something. I'm not sure how, but let's say that happened, and a random new printer showed up on your printers list. You would still be smart enough not to use the new printer instead of the one that you already knew about, because where would that new printer be? You didn't set it up. And that's how you actually execute the code by using the new printer.
I would just delete the printer.
Yeah.
I mean, delete the printer and close the port.
So it's one of those theoretical things that bad stuff could happen if
you're an Ubuntu user. Did I say that? Okay, that's not nice.
Shame.
How could I do that?
There you go. Shame and guilt.
Where? Not in my house.
But yeah, I mean, you would have to be pretty gullible in order to have something bad happen to you from this. So it's listed as high-ranking security vulnerability, and it probably is if you follow through. Like, the user is always the weakest link in security.
Yes.
So don't let the propaganda scare you. Just, don't be dumb.
Yeah.
And of course, we've all been playing Doom and playing Mortal Kombat 1 on the newly working Steam that we figured out works through what is that thing called?
Flatpak.
Yeah.
I actually did buy Diablo 4 because that's also been a rage, at least in my inner circle, and I can't get that to work yet.
Yeah, we worked on that for like a couple hours the other day, and everything's in the correct place. It's just not wanting to work.
Yeah, I can get Steam to work, but I have no games that actually work except for Periphery's demo because that's all I put on there, and that's only because my computers are all older than me almost.
Yep.
Okay, that's metaphoric, but
we should have Project Get Tony a new computer.
Aww, I love the
Keep your love to yourself, man.
Okay, but it's platonic. I promise. I'm like a tectonic plate of food. Oh wait, no, I'm not. Don't eat me.
Also, upcoming, possibly later on in this edition, we have an interview with DDA. He couldn't actually be here in person, so I sent him a few questions via IRC, and he responded to them. So I will insert the interview into the podcast at a certain point as soon as I figure out how I'm going to read these answers, because I guess I could memorize them.
No, that would be too much.
That's too much like work. I mean, that W word that we are not allowed to say.
No, don't. You're not supposed to swear.
You're not allowed to say it, but you just said.
You just swore on the internet, people. I apologize.
The NSFW. Well,
yeah, that.
If you haven't already, although you considering the banter we do, you probably should. You probably will have to set the NSFW tag for saying the worf word.
Ah! You said it again.
I apologize for the use of the 4-letter W word. These things happen.
I'm recovering still. I've been severely traumatized. Somebody hold my hand. Oh, never mind. Don't.
Even if
Virtual
I
watch
can,
that?
my arms are not long enough.
Mine either. My hands are fighting each other. No, don't hold me. Let me go. I just want to be alone for a while. Time out. Safe
Also,
word.
also the release of Zombie Bowl, same thing. Squishing Zombies game was quite the
With your
success.
ball.
If you haven't grabbed a copy of that yet, it is available on itch.io. There is a topic in the new releases room on the Audio Games forum all about it. And I think everyone here has played Zombo.
Yes, I finally tested it.
Quite fun.
It is. It's
I
really
love
cool.
Zombo.
I am currently learning in my, well, I won't say spare time, but in the time that I'm using to put off other stuff that I should be doing, I'm learning the NVGT system. It's very new and the documentation is a bit sparse currently, so it's taking longer than I would like, but maybe there will be more Stormux-based games coming out in the, I don't want to say near future, so in the future at some point.
If you have a copy of the BGT manual, send him a copy of it.
Yeah, because apparently all the links are down. Every single one of them. We did not.
Oh no. Does that mean then, by extension, that the whatever games from Blast Bay we had in there are no longer available?
There is a Blast Bay game, but I did not see Q9. There's Kringle Crash, and there's a new Chinese-based checkers-ish game called Jungle. I read a little bit about it, but I was focused on finding the BGT stuff, so I only looked briefly. But I'm guessing that's not written in BGT, the new game, because it wasn't there last time.
That's not what I meant. What I meant was, if BGT is down, what does that do with the rest of this stuff?
Oh, well, it's compiled.
No, are we going to have to archive the other games that we have?
I wouldn't think so, unless, I mean, not everybody's going to take down their stuff that's compiled and ready to go, because there's like tons of games that are based on that. Is that
if BlastBay.com is down, how is Audio Game Manager going to get games like Palace Punch Up, Q9?
Oh, the entire site is not down. It's just the BGT stuff that's missing, like the thing and the documentation. But yeah, all the games except for Q9 are there. And all those links work. It's just a 404 for BGT itself.
Okay.
So we did not receive any items of interest from the email list or from IRC. So remember, if you're listening to this and there's something you would like us to talk about, make sure to send us an email or come on IRC and let us know. There's not always someone in the Stormux channel, although people are connected. So if you say something there and don't get an immediate response, and by immediate, I mean within the same week. Well, okay, I exaggerate a bit, but yeah, if you don't get a response right away, somebody will read it eventually.
Yeah, because everybody's on different time zones and such.
Mm-hmm. And once there are more of us actually using IRC, everybody tends to hang out in the A11Y channels.
That actually might be a really good. I mean, that's almost worth a topic in itself. Almost a, something to really focus on, because IRC is powerful, but it is also through the various ways that you have made it configurable, might not be as daunting for the new user as it used to be if you can make some of those configurations available, or at least a very little bit of a topic on how to do it. What to configure.
It's actually really easy. Go
I don't
into
know how-
configure Stormux.
Believe it or not, it's easier than Discord, I promise.
Yes. But yeah,
Okay.
go into configure Stormux and select get help on the IRC. It will actually set everything up for you. You might need to hit Alt plus F2, or sorry, Alt plus 2, not F2, but Alt plus 2 to get into the channel. But then all you have to do is start typing.
Oh, nice.
That's
okay.
it.
This,
I think
that's
you
what I guess
tested
for
that
not
for me.
playing with it thoroughly.
I'm pretty
If
sure
I did,
you
it's been a long time ago.
It was when I was first working on it. It's been
Wow.
available since the beginning of
Okay.
Stormux. Yeah, it's.
Oh man, it has been a while then. I do
Right.
vaguely remember testing something related to IRC, and I guess that must have been it. But wow, it has been a while.
Yep.
I mean, ever since Doom came along, it pretty much wiped my memory for everything else, including even some of the other games I used to play, like Night Manager.
Doom is awesome.
Yeah.
It certainly is.
Oh yeah. I mean, I still play Swamp, but I think I played Battlefield 2D even a little while ago. But Doom is really the go-to game now. That Periphery.
I think maybe
wanna
the
come
next
down.
edition or the next episode of this is going to be a game, possibly a gaming episode. Just everything about
Yeah.
gaming. We'll show off some Doom. We'll show off some Periphery, maybe.
That sounds exciting.
Well, we'll probably have to put Periphery at the very end, like the outro
We
music, so that
certainly
people can go to sleep after that, because that game will knock you out.
It's relaxing. It really
It
is.
is awesome. It's the best sedative on the planet. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Was there anything else? Because as usual, I was not prepared. Didn't write down notes or anything. Which reminds me, for future episodes, if you guys happen to think of something throughout the month, I'm going to start a text file myself for ideas. But yeah, I was like, hey, let's record the podcast, and then I was like, oh, wait a second, I have no notes whatsoever.
Musicians. There very likely could be, especially Linux using musicians, that would be using Stormux. Beware, because there could be something cool there coming up for you guys. I won't say anything about, Ninjam now, but maybe I will say something then.
Are you wanting to do a detailed guide on how to set up Ninjam and
Yeah,
possibly a script that goes with it? Because that would be cool.
it might be really cool if we just only had such a script. Oh, wait, we do. But I'm not going to say what it is, because that's for the future. Because there will be a future, but then the future is now, but not yet.
One of those time-space continuum.
The suspense is real, Tony. The
Isn't it,
suspense
though?
is real.
It's like listening to everything in Locrian mode. Whoa. It just doesn't resolve. Only musicians would know what I was talking about, though.
Yeah, well,
But-
I'm a musician and I don't really understand the modes that well either. So.
It's the seventh mode of the major scale.
Yes, of the 7 major scales that are used. There are obviously other modes out there, but a mode is literally a repeating pattern.
I like metal mode.
Well, that would be Phrygian.
There you go.
Or
Dorian.
Hungarian, or Hungarian minor.
Yeah.
Or do they call it Hungarian minor or Gypsy minor? I don't remember.
I always thought it was Gypsy minor, but I mean they're close enough. I mean they're in that
I've
area.
heard of both. I've heard
Yes,
of
I
both
have too.
ways.
Okay, yeah. It's definitely gypsy rock, though. Oh man, and if you've ever get a chance to hear gypsy rock, that stuff is really cool. It's like I really don't even know how to describe it. It's kind of like metal meets accordion music and very weird folk, but it is really cool.
Is it like Elstorm?
No, not exactly. No, that's a fair guess, but it's not quite that. 'Cause that's
Elstorm is
more-
cool though.
They are. They kind of remind you of sort of something semi-Celticoid. But no, this is definitely different. You should definitely look it up.
I will have to
Gypsy
do
Rock.
that.
That's
Yeah.
one that I'm going to be listening to.
Well,
Yeah,
there's like
it's-
Cinderella with Gypsy Road.
Well, yeah, kind of.
Wow.
And then there's So You Want to
that's
Be a Gypsy by
interesting.
Black Sabbath from
Yeah,
Technical
no.
Ecstasy. That's an awesome one. And then there's The Gypsy by Ronnie James Dio on, which is it? The Last in Line, I believe. Oh man, that takes me back. Good stuff.
Okay, so a little personal news here. It is my 20-year anniversary. Been married for 20
Yay!
years on Halloween.
Cool.
Congratulations, dude.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Yay.
She needs the congratulations though. She managed to put up with me for 20 years, so you know.
Gosh, that is some scary stuff. That's
yeah.
longer than my wife has put up with me. So I'm thinking she's, yeah. Ours is on Rocktober 6th. 6/6. Did I say
So-
that? No, I wasn't stuttering. But yeah.
666 rock and roll.
Rock and roll! Yeah!
But yeah, congratulations, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out which, let me see here.
Congratulations, guys.
Let's see, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, the nice thing
That
is
would
that the
be
Goose and Goblins will be definitely celebrating
17.
as well on that day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Ghosts and goblins are cool.
They
I
are.
already-
And zombies. Oh my.
Yes.
Ghosties
And
and
zombies.
goblins
I
and
already-
zombies. Oh my.
And
I
zombies.
walked the haunted highway yesterday.
Ooh,
That's
on Ultra?
awesome.
No,
Real life.
outside,
Really?
dude.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's cool. My entire
Oh,
I had actually mentioned Billy on it or about it on Master Pleroma the other day or last night when I got home.
I saw and responded with a jack-o'-lantern.
cool.
I don't know if you saw.
That I didn't see it. But I
This-
couldn't.
No,
This year we went all out for Halloween, so like the entire yard, there's the scarecrow and like this hanging corpse with a sign on it that says no trespassing. We're tired of hiding the bodies. And then there's like
They
a Grim
did that
Reaper
in-
and a graveyard.
I hang out with him daily. They've
Oh,
been doing
and
that
Spooky
since
Dookie.
August.
Yes, Halloween
Oh.
started in August for us.
It's every day is Halloween according to Typo Negative.
Yes, which means it will
You should
end
do it.
next August and start the same
And then
day.
it starts again. It's a cycle that repeats itself. It's a beautiful thing. It's like a
Halloween
mode.
candy.
Candy is good. Ooh, I have a mountain bar in the. I was gonna eat that too.
Oh, nice.
But I'll wait until after the podcast is over, so I'm not chomping in everybody's ear.
Well, I guess we're getting close to the end of it, so look for a new release of Stormux, the image, on Halloween or very close by. And I think that might be pretty much it for this episode because we covered everything that we could think of in last moment considerations. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. Does anyone have any parting words or wisdoms they would like to share?
Cuckoo, I'm not the
If
walrus.
you have any ideas about getting Diablo 4 to work under Proton, let me know. Otherwise, I'm out $70.
Hopefully we can
Ow.
report on that as working next episode.
Here's hoping.
And maybe the GoFundMe project will have gotten me a new computer so I could actually play the game I bought, which is The Last of Us Part 1. I won't lie, I bought it. But yeah, I've tried it on two different computers, or what? Yeah, two, and I know why it won't play. It's not the game's fault. So little shout out to the Naughty Dog software people. I'm not mad at you or your game. You know, I mean, I'm sure they aren't listening to this, but people who play the game probably are and going, "Well, no, just the game." It's like, no, I'm not. It's a good game. I have the part 2 of it on the PS4, and
I will I will
it's fun.
give I will give Diablo 4 credit in that the screen reader is on by default, but because it's 64-bit and to the best of our knowledge 64-bit SAPI doesn't work.
Yeah.
It can't screen read,
Yep.
but it is turned on. So
So when
now
we ever, if we
the
ever do
next
figure it out,
obvious step is to get it to do NVDA, to go through NVDA instead.
We might have to
Which-
try to install NVDA in Proton, in its Proton bottle. Have to look into
Ooh,
that, see if that'll
that
work.
might.
Yes, that is technically a solution.
But is it possible? We still don't know.
It
Dun, 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 dun,
I
dun,
don't-
dun, dun, dun.
I'm not so familiar with the underwear of that implementation, but it is possible under Vanilla Wine. I had tried it with in Days of Yore. I had tried it with Lutris and the Battle.net installer, or the Battle.net launcher itself, because I wanted to try Warcraft, because that would work under Linux.
We also did it with Audio Game Manager, and NVDA did install and run. It just hasn't been. So
Maintained.
one of the
or-
big problems is if you start NVDA and then launch a game, the game can close, and yet the wine bottle will still remain open with NVDA running in it. So we have to figure out a way to, kill off the process and shut everything down cleanly. And there hasn't really been any games that we've added to Audio Game Manager that requires that yet. I'm sure they're coming.
If we wanted to add the Blizzard Warhammer and whatnot, because it will run under Wine. I have good authority on that, but the problem would be getting the accessibility stack working and logging into the game and creating a character.
Okay, well, we can work on that between now and next show. Maybe we'll have something cool to talk about then too, in between the bouts of gaming.
Yeah. Because I am keen to try Warhammer, and I don't have a spare GPU to give to a VM.
Yeah, and you shouldn't have to.
No.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, have a good one.